Hello everyone. I Radhika on behalf of MTT welcome you all. I know today it's 6:30. It's evening time. Let's welcome. Thanks Achal ma'am for addressing our participants. First of all, I want to introduce mytrustedtutor.com. It's a marketplace for private tutors, schools, teacher academicians, and all. Our mission is to make quality education available easily and affordable to all. So today our speaker is Archer ma'am. She is working as a freelancer, taking online classes. She is working as an admission advisor for Akas Institute and taking webinars. She is teaching social science for standard 6 to 8. She is master in commerce from Punjab University and B.Ed from Chitkara University.
Thanks, Radhika. Thanks for introducing me to all. Hello, good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to wish Happy International Literacy Day to each and everyone present over here. My name is Anchal Gaur. This is just a small intro about me. So, I'm Anchal Gaur. I have done BCom, MCom from Punjab University, B.Ed from Chitkara University. I'm MA Economics and MA History. I'm having almost 7 years of experience in teaching in reputed schools of Faridabad as well as Chandigarh. Currently, I'm a freelancer. I'm working with Akash Institute as an admission advisor and taking online classes pan India and overseas. And as well as I'm also taking webinars as a speaker. So you can connect with me over LinkedIn and over WhatsApp. So we are here to discuss one of the very important topic of today, that is how you will motivate, how you will engage students in your online classes, right? Our today's topic is how you're going to encourage students. I am considering that in this pandemic situation, we all are taking up online classes. So we have changed it to how we are encouraging students in our online classes. Because offline we have many activities, we engage them in many activities. We can do many activities with the child, so it will be easier for us to encourage a child when you're teaching the child offline, right? So how we are going to encourage it online? So when encouraging, it can be in many forms, though it means encouragement basically means when instructor, we as a teacher, we as educators encourage our learners. So our learners are our students. How you will encourage them? By providing them some support. So if you provide a support to a student, they will feel, they will need that there is someone who is for me, will be helping me. So I have listed several strategies where you are going to encourage your learners, your students. So the first one strategy is for today we are discussing is you should provide timely feedback on assignments. Like all of you, mostly of us are the educators, right? So we have to give the timely feedback on the assignments. They are not robots, they are human beings. So each and every human in this world likes to be rewarded. If I am taking a webinar over here and somebody will appreciate me, I like it because I'm working hard for it. So similarly, our students, they are also working hard. So we need to reward them. We need to reward them like very good, excellent. These words you can use. Okay. So when you are taking classes on Zoom, there are options of giving star, giving the smiley to the student. You can use those star, you can use those smiley for rewarding them. Or what else you can do to reward your student? You can praise them in front of your whole class. If you are having a 30 to 40 students on a Zoom, so if you praise a child in front in that lot, in the lot of that 40 to 50 students lot, it will, you have to praise that beta, you have done a very good job. It's very nice, you excellent, very good, uh, awesome, mesmerizing. So these type of words, it will motivate a child. He will feel motivated, he will feel confident. So we should motivate him. Keep on motivating students. It will not make your class monotonous. If you give some task to a child online, they will feel like to do it. So you should always praise them. They should not be ideally, they should not receive any blank feedback from you. अगर बच्चा कोई काम कर रहा है, अगर आप उसको ब्लैंक सा फीडबैक, अच्छा बेटा, बहुत अच्छी बात है, so what will happen, it will lower down his morale. He will feel कि अरे I have done so much of work, I have done work hard for this assignment, but my teacher didn't appreciate me. So you need to appreciate it. Appreciate according to yourself, according to your convenience. If you feel if the child will go to you and he'll be happy by giving a star, give him a star. No worries, give him a star over the whiteboard. You have an option on online classes, whiteboard. Give him a star on the whiteboard. If you feel like you can do a high five, do a virtual high five with your kid. Just smile, very good beta, you have done a wonderful job. So your modulation of voice, it will also help the child. They will be happy with small rewards. It is very good. It will be very helpful for you as an educator and as well as for the student as a learner. My next point is, my next strategy is enable students to monitor their own progress. This is a quite difficult task for a student to monitor his own progress. Now, how a student will monitor his own progress? Here, the work of a student will increase. उसको अपनी progress कैसे monitor करेगा वो? Tell them, beta, you can do one thing. You can prepare a chart and on the basis of weekly basis or on the basis of monthly basis. Either it is again between you and your student, how you want or how he wants to monitor himself, right? So tell them to monitor his performance. What will happen when a student monitor their own progress? It means they have some set goal. उसने कुछ goal set करा होगा अपने mind में. उसने कुछ सोचा होगा कि मुझे कितने marks लाने हैं. Suppose if I'm a child, right? I take an example, a small example. I set a goal in my mind that I have to score 90%. So to go to that 90%, I'll make up a timetable according to myself and I'll put that timetable in front of my room. Over my study table, I'll put that timetable and along with it, I put a chart. A small chart of scoring that 90%. I'll set up my goal and write it down in the boards that I have to score 90%. So below that, I'll set the task. How will I get those 90%? That regular studies, 1 to 2 hours of studies, self-studies, my coaching, my online. So tell your student to set their own tasks, set their own goals and check their performance. Are they performing according to that progress card or not? What will happen with this? अगर आप बच्चे को ये चीज बोलोगे उसको फील होगा कि हाँ मुझे कोई गोल है, मेरा कोई एम है, मेरा कोई ऑब्जेक्टिव है जिसे मुझे पूरा करना है. So he will be having something in his mind. I have to achieve it. I have to work for it. At regular intervals, you can discuss this with him. Right? Suppose you have taken for a weekly basis. After every 1 week, like on either on Fridays or you will feel on Monday is a comfortable day for you. Any day you can discuss it with your small discussion, just a 5 minutes discussion with your class. How many of you have set their goals? How many of you feel that they have achieved their goals? Why? Because I can understand it's an online classes. We are already burdened with a lot of work. We are at home and parents, management, everything is there. So just have a small, just a 5 minute interaction with the student about their goal. So they will feel कि हाँ हमसे मैम पूछेंगी, so what will I have to tell her? Because a student is always having a fear in his mind कि मुझे क्या बताना है मैम को. Okay, I hope you people are getting my point. So it will help you. Send them, discuss with them, tell them to update you, or if you tell them that you will, they will update you. How they will update you? If I tell you that they will send you a mail, so having 40 mails in a day is a very difficult task for you people. So have a brief discussion, have a small discussion with your class with a panel of 60, whatever the number of strength of students you are having. Okay, so it will be helpful for you people also. Third one is provide easy access to resources which are easily accessible by the students. You don't have to give your resource. If I am taking online classes, I will not tell my student which site I am using for taking the resources. You are not going to give your resources. Teachers I do request you, please don't give your resource to the student. You only have to give them the access to the resources. You only have to show them the way that this resource you can take. You don't have to give your plate to them to eat. Okay. So what online courses have? They have a strong advantage. They have availability and abundance of education material available on internet. You just have to search n number of websites will open in front of you, n number of websites. If you are following one main website, so give don't tell the student your resource. If he will find on his own, that is a different concept, but don't disclose to the student. Okay, so what you will do, how will you access to the resources? You will provide them the guidance. You have to guide them. You only have to show them the direction. You don't have to give your plate. Okay, as I told earlier, give them the guidance on further reading or studying. Give them the links. Few links which are free. There are IXL sheets. There is K5 Learning, Khan Academy, Academy, Byju's. There are ample of links, and I have seen few students have already subscribed for all such resources. Okay, so give them these resources. Your work is to explain the topic and tell them, beta, you can refer to this link. Or if few schools are smart schools nowadays, so they are having their own ERPs, they are having their own websites where teacher can use to explain the concept. So if your school permits you, you can give that small video to your for reference to your student. It will be helpful for them. You can give them those links easy which are easy to understand for them and which are not your resources. So what will you do in this way? आप क्या कर रहे हो इसमें? आपका क्या काम है? उस बच्चे को एक रिसोर्स दिखा रहे हो, आप ये कर रहे हो कि the student will always access them and will get all the information they need or what all the information you need. If I am teaching maths to my student or a student who is overseas, I am having this curriculum with me. Okay, so I just go through the curriculum and just go through their books, that which books they are following, and I try to find out the best possible resource, the easy resource for them. If I can't, the student, if a small child, they can't access to the link, you can take the screenshot and send it to the student. It is again up to you how you want to send it. Either you want to do the WhatsApp to the child or to the parent, I must say, or you want to email it to the parents. If you are having more than 2 to 3 students, in that case you have to email, take a screenshot, attach, make a mail and send it to all the parents' email ID, whosoever are there, rather than sending in the WhatsApp, because usually teachers' details got leaked in WhatsApp. It is our personal number, so we don't give our personal numbers. Or if you are in a school, you can tell it to your HR, ma'am, this is the link, or this is the screenshot which I want to share with my lot of students. Kindly forward it to the parents. So your HR is there, or whosoever, your receptionist, administrator, whosoever, she can also do it. When I was in PR Mangalam, I was doing the same with the grade 6, 7, 8 and 9. I used to teach them with the help of a notes. I'm an SST teacher. So SST is quite a vague subject. Students start feeling after some time that it's very boring. So you have to interact with the student, keep on interacting with the student. Voice modulation is very much required. Sometimes you have to lower down your volume. Sometimes you have to increase your volume to make them that you are there in the class. So I used to share my notes with them. So how I was sharing my notes, I used to mail the notes to my HR. My HR used to mail it to the parents because she is having email ID of each and everyone. So she used to mail it to the parents, and parents will take the printout with them, keep the printouts with them, and make the children revise those notes at home. So it is easier for me and as well as for the students also. So the next step is use variety of instructional methods. Teachers, don't be monotonous with your teaching. Don't always trust on blackboard and chalk. Come out of this way of teaching. We need to come up with more methods. The more you are adaptable to the new things, the more your students will learn. If you keep on stick to that chalkboard method, your students will not because it is a younger generation which is coming up. They are more tech-based generation. If you'll see around you, there are ample students are using mobile phones. Even I say they know more than you. They will say, ma'am, you can use that website, you can use this, you can use that. So come up with variety of instructional methods. So what are the variety of instructional methods? So some students, you see some students, they perceive information in visual form better. Visual is when you're showing them something. If somebody is showing me something, I will understand that thing better. While others are audio personality, that they are very good in listening, so they will learn by listening only. They are not good in visual form of learning. So it varies from student to student because each student is different. Each student has a different learning ability. In a classroom of 40 to 60 students, you have three groups of students: average, below average, and above average students. So you have to cater these three level of students. So they have cognitive styles. They used to give them the real life classroom examples. So real life classroom examples, like if you are teaching a student about a bird, okay, or I'll take a small example of leaves. If you are a science teacher and you are introducing leaves or a plant to a student, take a student out. In offline classes, you can take a student to the ground, but what you will do in online classes, you can take a picture of a plant. It is available on Google. Take Google it out, take a picture of a plant, open that picture either on your PPT, make a PPT of it, or you can use it Word file for that. Draw the picture over the Word file over your PPT, either way, which is comfortable to you, and discuss that plant with the student. And side by side, and keep interacting with the class. If I'm having 50 students in my class, if I say, so Radhika, can you see this? Mahesh, you can see this. Aryan, can you see this? Can you please tell me? So randomly take out one name. So what will happen? Students have this thing in their mind that ma'am will can call my name immediately, right? So they will be attentive what you are telling to the class. It will not be like you are just saying they'll keep their tablet somewhere and they are somewhere. No, just tell them randomly take up some name. They will listen to you. It will keep them attentive. So in online learning, if I say, some components may lack, leaving some students beyond the effective scope of studying. Few students who are brilliant, they don't like the concept of online. So you have to make sure that you will include each and everything in your online study. Each and everything means it should be visual, it should be audio, it should be textual. You have to be prepare videos, share videos, and side by side while sharing the video, pause the video, explain it to the student. Okay, and then again start with the video. Or what you can do is, you are speaking something, when you are explaining something, side by side keep on writing over. You can use the Word file for writing part, because I can feel that it is not easy for all the teachers to write it over Zoom. So you can use the Word file, share your word screen with them, and keep on writing side by side. तो उससे क्या होगा, बच्चे को कुछ नोट करना है, if he feels कि हाँ I have to note something, बच्चे को वो easy रहेगा नोट करने में, और आपके लिए भी ये easy रहेगा कि बार बार आपको erase करना है या page turn नहीं करना. Okay, so you can just simply scroll it and you can show it to the student. So how can you achieve this method, instructional method? How you can achieve this method? Your each and every lesson should be in the textual information. If you are following NCRTs, either you can, now it is available with each and every student NCRT. Initially, they faced the problem that the NCRTs were not available in the beginning of the lockdown, but now I have seen NCRTs are easily available. PDFs are easily available. So you as a teacher, you can do one thing, you can download your PDF file with you in your system, and while teaching one topic, if you are teaching, I'll take an example of history. If I'm teaching history and I'm teaching page number 16 to 17, so I'll open page 16 and I'll share it with my students. So that is the textual information in the lesson. If I need a video, so I'll keep my video on beforehand ready, that I'm going to show this video to the students, and side by side I'll be explaining this video to them. So show that video to the students, and you should have a live section with the students. If you don't need a video, tell them, immediately tell them, switch on your cameras. Okay, everybody will switch on their camera. Not everybody, at least 75% of students will switch on their cameras, right? So you can see, just have a quick look on the camera and discuss with them, and then tell them switch off your cameras. दूसरे बच्चा जो अगर बच्चा भाई के साथ क्लास में feeling sleepy, feeling dozed off, वो he will awake, right? मैम ने कैमरा ऑन करने के लिए कहा है, तो बच्चा थोड़ा एंगेज हो गया, आपने उसको एंगेज करा कहीं ना कहीं. ओके, सो in between your session, have a 5 minutes discussion with them. कि what do you know about Akbar? What do you know about Mughals? So इससे क्या होगा, आपको भी answers मिलेंगे. Continuously 1 hour के lecture में you will also get a break. Student will also feel कि yes, teacher is asking us, she's interacting with us. Our session is quite interesting. Or if required, teachers, you can make a PowerPoint presentation. See, according to me, I'm also a teacher, so I can understand a pain of a teacher, right? So PowerPoint presentation with core material, if you feel it is required, not for each and every chapter. PowerPoints are not required for each and every chapter. Only limited chapters or within limited topics. PowerPoint is just a brief. What you have to teach in your class. If I'm teaching Mughals in my class, so I'll just have a brief PowerPoint presentation with me, just the key pointers. Okay, that Akbar, Babur, Humayun, Akbar, these all were the Mughals who came to India. The year, just write it down. Just have some key points with you, and for the student as well. Because making long PowerPoint presentation, writing whole content in that PowerPoint presentation is of no use. Student will not even read that. Okay, so keep a brief summary about that your topic if required, right? Because I personally as a teacher feel that PowerPoint is helpful for the teachers and for the students, but ultimately you have to put in the efforts to explain each and every point. Only PowerPoint is not going to help the student. सिर्फ आप लिखकर उसको वहां छोड़ दोगे और आप कुछ ऊपर से बच्चे को बता रहे हो, उसको हेल्प नहीं करेगा. आपको बच्चे को बताना है कि बेटा ये ऐसे नहीं, ये ऐसे है, ये ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे है. Okay, so it is again up to you teachers how you want to make your lesson effective, how you want to make your teaching interesting. So the next point is the tutor's enthusiasm. Your enthusiasm means if you are inspired tutors, only then you can inspire your students. Always, teachers always start your class with a pleasant smile. Good morning, class. So what will they feel? They will feel motivated. They will feel inspired. If you will be sounding your good morning, class, they will not at all enjoy your class. They will feel like sleepy. The teacher herself is sleeping, so the class will be very boring. They will automatically lose their interest. Sometimes it happens if you are not well and you go with this condition in your class, so then your students also feel low. So always try to start your class with a good, with a pleasant morning, with a pleasant smile. They will actually interact with them for in the beginning of 5 minutes, like how was your day? Or if you're waiting after a weekend, how was your weekend? Okay, do you remember what we did yesterday? So they will feel like yes, we are interacting. And I suggest each and everyone for this beginning 5 minutes, tell them to switch on their cameras for at least for 5 minutes when you're interacting with them. Tell them to mute themselves, but cameras should be on. So their surroundings, where they are sitting, their parents will not be, their parents will become conscious, as well as they will sit in a pleasant surrounding. So always with a good smile, and it should be a pleasant morning. They will feel inspired. They will feel motivated. So even the most motivated and inspired learners lose interest to education in case they don't see the same interest in their teacher. If I am teaching them and I'm not getting any response, so what I will feel, I will start feeling low. कि बच्चे का कोई हाँ नहीं आ रहा, कोई ना नहीं है आगे से, and I'm just teaching and teaching and teaching. पता नहीं समझ आ भी रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा. After some time, I start losing my energy. So it is a critical role of you as a tutor to serve as a living example of passion towards your subject. That you are quite passionate. Okay, so if you look passionate, your students will enjoy. Try to make your lecture interesting. Arrange emotional, involved discussions. In between 5 minutes discussion, if you feel it is required, tell them to switch on their cameras. And in the Zoom, you have an option of raising hand. Tell them to raise their hand who wants to answer, or tell them to write in the chat who wants to answer. So it will not create a chaos for you. So whosoever wants to answer, you can just check the chat. If the student wants to answer, take out his name. Like Parth is there in my class. So I'll take, okay, Parth, you want to answer? Tell Parth what you want to tell. So Parth will tell. Okay. So at that time, Parth will unmute himself, and rest of us will be mute. Listen to that child. Okay, what he is telling you. He might be interested in sharing his viewpoint with you. He's telling you something new which you don't even know as a teacher. So take up their suggestions. Open to their suggestions. Keep yourself enthusiastic. Keep your level of energy should be high. You will see even the struggling learners pursue the course with stubbornness and resilience. This will surely be rewarding experience. So always act as a motivator for your students. You have to always motivate them. You are setting the what do we call it? हम इस country की नींव रखते हैं. We are the alchemist for them. So act as a motivator for your students. Always start with the pleasant morning. Next one is good planning and organization. Planning is very important in each and everyone's life. You have to make a plan. How will you make a plan if I am going to a class? मुझे उस क्लास में अगर जाना है, suppose I have to go to grade 8 SST I have to take, and मुझे plan करना है कि भाई मैंने क्या पढ़ाना है वहाँ पर आज. I'll write down somewhere in our offline classes the way we used to make the blueprints. Okay, make the blueprints. We used to make the teaching the lesson plans कि हमें क्या पढ़ाना है, कैसे पढ़ाना है. Okay, so similarly you have to follow that thing in your online. आपको क्या यहाँ पर प्लान करना है ऑनलाइन सेशंस में कि आपने क्या पढ़ाना है बच्चे को. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आपके पास 40 मिनट्स का सेशन है. उस 40 मिनट्स के आई सिंपली कट 10 मिनट्स क्योंकि 5 मिनट्स तो बिगनिंग ऑफ द क्लास के हो गए. लास्ट के 5 मिनट्स यू हैव टू वाइंड अप द क्लास. सो यू ओनली हैव 30 मिनट्स विद यू, जिसमें आपको 60 बच्चों को मैनेज भी करना है और आपको पढ़ाना भी है. So teachers always keep your lesson limited. Keep it for 30 minutes because 10 to 15 minutes always get wasted to set up the class. Checking the headphones, am I audible? The students will be like, am I audible? Setting up the camera and everything. So keep your lesson plan for 30 minutes. If you keep it for 30 minutes, you will be having time to discuss it with the students to take up their queries on hand. So in the online space, good planning and organizing things is very good for the teachers and as well as for the students. अगर आप पहले प्लान करके रखोगे कि आपको क्या टॉपिक पढ़ाना है बच्चे को, उससे क्या होगा, आपको ये भी पता होगा कि आपने होमवर्क क्या देना है बच्चे को. आपके जो लिंक्स आपने यूज करने हैं पढ़ाने के लिए वो भी रेडी होंगे. आपके होमवर्क लिंक्स भी रेडी होंगे. आपके असाइनमेंट्स, आपका प्रोजेक्ट जो भी अगर आपने देना है, एवरीथिंग विल बी रेडी बिफोर हैंड. So you have to plan each and everything. It will take, though it is difficult, but it is very effective. अगर आप unplanned way में, if you enter your classroom, if you start your class in an unplanned way, it is of no use. It's just you are taking a class for the name's sake. You should be planned. You should organize yourself before you are starting with the class. Planning is vital. It is important for both technical and as well as educational terms. You have to make the learning process smooth for your students and as well as satisfied. Because what I have seen and what I have observed, whenever we are teaching, we'll take a 10 minutes break. So I'll just find out the homework link and I'll send you the homework link. So that 10 minutes student will feel bored कि ये क्या हुआ, मतलब मैम एकदम से कहाँ चली गई. So they have some weird experience. Okay. Sometimes what I have seen in my classes also, students what they use, they put their they stop their video and over there on their screen reconnecting is coming. But then you feel the student is connected, but you feel he is not connected, right? So it is very confusing for the teacher. So keep your material beforehand ready. First you will have to plan your homework links, your assignments, your project, everything should be ready beforehand. Whatever you're following, whatever links you're following, whatever videos you're going to show to your child, keep it ready beforehand. Don't, again, I'll tell teachers, don't show your source, your actual source of teaching to the students, because there is some privacy for the teacher's sake. So don't disclose your source of teaching, okay, your main source of teaching to your students. You can give them the homework, you can copy it down from there and send it to them, mail it to them, as I told you earlier, WhatsApp to them. But don't give them the main site. An excellent way to guarantee flawless and engaging organization of your online lesson is to rely on modern technology. In this pandemic, many of the teachers I have seen who are not at all technology friendly, they are slowly and gradually are becoming technology friendly. So rely on this modern technology for your lesson designing. Keep a plan with you. You can use Word file for this or your Excel sheet for this. Class, write down the class which you are going to teach, class, and what you have to teach. I will suggest you make it a weekly plan. Like if I'm in grade, I'll be taking grade 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'll just mention the classes 5, 6, 7, 8 as in a table form, and over one side I'll write it down the days. So I will be having few set plan with me कि मैंने मंडे को ये पढ़ाना है, मंडे को ये होमवर्क देना है, मंडे को ऐसे करना है. So we are all are experienced teachers. We can plan it in that way. This will be very easy for you and as well as very effective for you. It will also lessen your burden. Every day you have to think अब क्या करना है, कैसे करना है. It will create a chaos. Okay. So if it is ready by beforehand, it will be easier for you as well. The next one is provide concrete and clear examples. See, we all people have heard about NEP, right? So what they are planning to do is a practical education. Give your students teacher clear examples and give them the concrete example. Don't give them unclear examples. जो चीजें clear ही नहीं है, आपको भी नहीं पता, आप भी sure नहीं हो, बच्चे को वो example देने का it is of no use. So even the most theoretical fields of knowledge can be tied to specific real life situation. Give them the real life situation. If you are teaching history, I usually used to take, I am a history teacher, so in my history what I used to do is I used to take up the movies. So I remember I was teaching about Alauddin Khalji to my class. It was a Khalji dynasty. I was teaching them Alauddin Khalji. So it is the way I told them go home. I gave them homework, weekend homework. I gave them to the students. Go home and watch Padmavati. So they were like, no, why should we watch Padmavati? You are telling us to watch a movie. So why should we watch? So I told them, maybe when you watch that movie Padmavati, you will come to know about the actual character. You will get a hint of Alauddin Khalji because over there in the movie they have shown you Alauddin Khalji. Okay, so we are studying about Khaljis, we are studying about Alauddin, so you will get an idea, come up with the idea and discuss with them. Okay, discuss with them over your next class. So I discussed with the teachers, it really worked for me. They have come up with so many things which even I can't imagine. So it opened their mind to think more and more. So our research also suggests that for online students, if you want them to stay motivated, they need to believe that they have the capacity to succeed. उनमें ये काबिलियत है सक्सेस पाने की, राइट? एंड उनकी जो एजुकेशन है वो थोड़ी रिलेवेंट है उनके पर्सनल और प्रोफेशनल ग्रोथ से. आप उनको कुछ भी अगर काम दे रहे हो तो उसको थोड़ा रेलिवेंट रखो, कुछ ऐसा एग्जांपल्स दे दो या कुछ ऐसी चीजें उनको बोलो, बेटा गो होम एंड वॉच. ओके, सो दे विल गेट एन आइडिया ऑफ द थिंग. सो हाँ, ऐसा होता है बिकॉज अगर हम पढ़ाएंगे हमारा एजुकेशन सिस्टम टिल नाउ जब तक एनएपी नहीं है, अभी तक हमारा जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम है, इट इज नॉट गिविंग एनी प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज. It is just we are making them the rote memorize each and everything. So give them the practical knowledge, link the things with a movie, with a cartoon character, or tell them to see it over Google if you can't do that at the time of taking a class. If you can't do that, tell them to go home and find it more about it, and we will discuss in our next class. So you won't believe me, teachers, it will work for you. It will work for you like anything. They will come up with so many ideas which you as a teacher even not even can't think. It will become interesting for the student also. engage them. So nowadays they are at home, they are doing all day, they are playing games. So rather than playing the game, engage them in some other work, which should be beneficial for the students. By giving concrete examples, you are linking their theory to practice. You are ensure that it is related to their course and it really has a long-term impact on their motivation, because they used to remember, oh, our teacher told us to do in that way, because teachers is at the first impact over their student. हमारे टीचर ने बोला, मम्मा मेरे टीचर ने बोला था. I still remember the school students around me, मैम आपने उसको बोला था तो तभी वो करेगा. Usually you have received this thing from parents. Okay, so they have, you as a teacher have a lot of impact over the students. So the next is, these are our 7 main strategies which I really found quite interesting, which I actually followed in my class. So I have shared these 7 steps with you all. And I believe, teachers, if you follow either 5 of them, your class will become interesting, your class will become motivated, they will feel encouraged. Keep on encouraging your students, because this is the time of online. What we studied in the tradition was the traditional classroom form, right? हमारी मैम आती थी, एक चौक लिया, बोर्ड पे लिख दिया, and until March 2020 we were also doing the same way. So this is the time of online. It will see in coming years, it will be in trend where you will be taking only online classes. So adapt this form. Try to come up with a new methods of teaching rather than traditional form of teaching. It's a transformation for you and as well as for the teachers. So you need to change your mind. You need to adapt this technology. You need to adapt this form of teaching. You have to, now it's the time, teachers, where we as the teachers have to think out of the box. We have to think from that classroom, a small classroom, to this wide classroom. I must believe that this online teaching is a wide platform for you, because here you can teach students overseas also. I'm already teaching students overseas, which we can't even imagine that I will be taking online classes and we will be teaching overseas. So it is a wide platform. Adapt it. Adapt some strategies to make your class interesting. Plan your resources. Plan everything as per your requirement. The way you adapt yourself, it will become easier, it will become effective, and as well as it will be very efficient for you. So get motivated, teachers, and stay motivated. Over to you, Radhika. Thank you all.